Confidence. The thing when you have it, it feels absolutely amazing. The momentum kicks in, you feel unstoppable, and away you go in this world. But when you don't have it, you feel fearful, insecure, doubtful, hesitant to make any moves or try anything new. So, if that sounds like something you could use a little bit of insight on, this video is for you. And for the fellas that are watching today, a little tidbit I want to share with you on this. And I don't know who did the survey, where it was. I listened to it in a podcast or somewhere like that, but they said that they surveyed a whole bunch of women. They asked, what's the number one most attractive trait in a man? And that's confidence. So fellas, little heads up that you might want to watch this one. So my name is Kerry. Welcome to my YouTube channel, where we talk about all things mindset, motivation, and manifesting, and how to apply those to your life right across the board to become the best version of you absolutely possible. And again, I appreciate you joining on my journey. I am doing exactly the same thing as that, right? Grateful for what is and excited for what's to come as we navigate this journey together. So in this video, or actually you watching this video, is a sign that you're actually going to meet someone that's going to be very impactful in your life and have a big influence. So not sure what area that is, but it was just on my heart to share that. So just wanted to kind of put that out there for you. So yeah, in this video, what we're going to go over is even if you're a confident person, the tips and stories and things in this video are going to help you become more confident and develop that and gain that momentum. And if you know maybe you don't consider yourself super confident or not, but in those moments where you do doubt yourself a bit, a lot of tools and things in here that you can use as well in those moments to navigate through that, as well as become successful from a confidence standpoint on the other side. So I want to start with a quote from Christina Grimmie, and it is, confidence is not they will like me. Confidence instead is I'll be fine if they don't. And it really, that really sums it all up for me, is the fact that as nice as it is to have that outside validation at times and approval, confidence comes from not really caring if I get that or not. I'm going to do me in this world, and you should do you. And knowing that you're the best version of you and you are enough right now, but on that constant road to improvement, you're going to be a better version tomorrow. So exciting for what's coming. That's what's really brilliant about the concept of how confidence can help us grow and excel in every single area, whether that's career, relationships, health and fitness. I mean, all of it, right? And we'll touch on all of those in this video today. So making sure that we know how important it is, again, in that self-confidence end of things and being confident, because it does impact how you move in this world, how you show up as a parent, how you show up as a boyfriend or girlfriend, husband or wife, or as a friend in this world, in your business, right? Whether you're an employee or an owner or a manager or whatever, how you lead in this world. I mean, it's massive in how you show up. So confidence, again, not only is it just one area here and there, but it trickles into absolutely every area of your life. So this video is for you. Let's get into it. So knowing, we talked about how important it is, and it's not about, the difference between being confident and then being arrogant, right? Confident is that feeling that you're who you are and you're confident in that, but you don't need others' approval and you don't have to shove it in other people's faces. Where arrogance, a lot of that it comes from insecurity, actually, and people needing to kind of try to smoke and mirrors of, to deflect against something else that they don't want people to see or know about or notice about them. So they have this false front that they push and put all the attention towards somewhere else. So knowing, and again, confidence and self-confidence is something that you use, and it supports your growth and success, and it doesn't hurt anybody else or impact anybody else. Or not, it does impact other people, but it doesn't hold them back, where arrogance is a lot of times built on putting other people down, right? And picking other people apart and in comparison to where you are and how great you are and stuff. So be aware of that when we're moving through this. And when we talk about awareness, just the awareness to know what your strengths and weaknesses are, what you're great at, what you need a little bit of, you want to work on, and accepting where you are. And I mentioned that before, like being grateful for what is, knowing you're the best version of you today, and you're going to be better tomorrow. But in order to do that, you've got to have a commitment to that growth and expansion, which was one of my points we'll come back to in a little bit. But realizing and having that awareness of where you are is massive, right? And you can do that from just internal feedback of how you feel, and when you look in the mirror, or an analysis of where you're at in life. And you can also, people you trust, you can get that insight from candid conversations with them as well, right? And find that information out from them, and then take an assessment and move forward. So once you know where you're at, now we want to set goals, right? From a confidence standpoint, let's get into this. I'm getting right on it. So setting goals, right? And where do you want to be? What levels, where do you want to go with your confidence? Where do you feel you're lacking confidence, or you're a little bit unsure or insecure, or whatever that is? And then what do we need to do to get you to where you want to be? And that's where setting those realistic goals come in. Those small, attainable ones, that because as you achieve those small goals, you celebrate those little goals along the way. That's when the momentum kicks in. You're starting to keep those promises to yourself, and then as you say, hey, you know what? I said I was going to do that for one day, and I did it for one day, and now look at me, right? So it's important to, again, setting those goals and knowing what the long-term goals are. Eventually, excuse me, here's where I want to be. I want to be this weight, or I want to have this income, or I want to have this. And then knowing that it's going to take steps along the way. Now, there are certain things that, are going to move faster than others, times where you move faster than others. But at the end of the day, knowing what those short-term and long-terms are, and then being okay and celebrating those ones along the way, because that's where the momentum kicks in. And once you have momentum on your side, that's powerful. So some tools along the way that I found, especially when you're starting with those little goals, right? Those smaller ones, is your self-talk, right? We are our own worst critic. We'll say mean things to ourselves that we would never say to anyone else, and wouldn't tolerate anyone else saying to us. And yet we tolerate saying to ourselves. So your self-talk is super impactful on your success and your confidence. So there's things that you can use with affirmations, ask-formations. There's things that we talk about, state akin to sleep, that imaginal scene. So when we talk about that positive self-talk, and knowing and going back to the point of setting goals, when we are at that supposed finish line that we talked about, what is that going to feel like to you? So in a relationship, is it a moment that you're going to share with someone? And how do you feel? How do they feel in that moment? Is it a financial goal where you look at your bank account and you see, the amount of zeros that you want to see? Is it a fitness and health goal where you have the energy to do something that you haven't done in a while, or you look a certain way? Like what? And then actually sitting in that spot, and it's like a 5 to 10 second scene that you have, and you go over that over and over again before you're going to sleep, and through different periods throughout the day. And it obviously, it shifts your energy and vibration, and what we put out, we get back. So and we can support that with that self-talk, right? Of believable things when we look in the mirror, or the things we say to ourselves, like, don't say I'm in the best shape of my life if you're not, but say I'm getting healthier and healthier every day. And that's believable. And that's positive self-talk. So I want you to kind of implement that in. And then again, any of these points that I'm talking about today, if you'd like more support with those, reach out to me anytime. I'd love to hear from you and be a support, one of the avenues of support that you have. So let's go. Like, I mean, as we're setting those goals then, and we have that support and the positive self-talk, we've got that in, we're going to have to take some risks, right? We're going to have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And that comes trying new things, embracing challenges, right? And those things, I use the analogy of the first time I rode a bike and learned how to ride a bike in this, and when I talk about fear and overcoming, taking risks and challenges, is I remember sitting on that bike for the first time, and when the training wheels were off, and it's like, I don't know if I'm going to do this. And the first couple of times, like I almost knew, and I expected that I was going to wipe out, and where I was more bracing myself for the wipeout than I was for actually being successful. And it reminds me of a Michael Jordan quote, where you must expect great things of yourself before you can do them. And when I was on that bike for the first couple of times, sitting there ready to go, I was not expecting great things of myself. I was expecting to wipe out and fall on the lawn and hope that I didn't hurt myself while I did it. But the moment I said, you know what, instead of falling down, I'm gonna go after this, and I'm gonna actually see how many times I can go. And that's like setting those realistic goals. I don't need to ride around the block, but I do want to get 2 rotations of the pedal. And I'll tell you what, I got those first 2, and I kept going, I ended up going down the block. So, and that that is how this works in setting those little goals, and again, in overcoming those challenges and stepping into that uncomfortable spot in every single one of those things that we've talked about today already, right? So in every area of your life. So that's a big thing. So get comfortable being uncomfortable is what that one's all about. So next thing that we want to touch on is body language, right, and appearance. And there's a few elements of this that I want to talk about. So one thing, especially with men that I work with, and I say you want to instantly improve your confidence. I can guarantee right now. So if you're sitting down watching this right now, just sit up straight. As I just realized that I was kind of hunching over, right? Sit up straight, take a few deep breaths, just in through your nose, out through your mouth, and you feel different, right? And if you're walking as a guy, right? The big thing that I coach on is shoulders back, chest out, chin up. Move at a brisk pace. Like you'll find what a difference that makes just in how you feel as you walk through the world like that. And so there's other things too, like appearance, like obviously personal hygiene is a big thing, like making sure that you're clean and looking after your appearance and you care about what you look like, because that shows and people will respond accordingly. But you feel better when like, I mean, for me, when I get a fresh haircut, I just shaved and I'm feeling good and I'm in an outfit that I like, man, I feel way different than when you just roll out of the gym and you're kind of, in sweaty and in gym clothes and stuff like that, right? So, and just on that for a second, we talk about the outfits that we wear. I know you've got a favorite outfit that you feel invincible in. It's like, I look good in this thing. If someone says, I'm going to take your picture, so I want you to put on an outfit that you think you look great in. You know right now what you're putting on. I know what I'm putting on. And well, maybe it'd be a black V-neck like I have in all my other stuff, but we'll have to see. But that outfit, it's how you feel when you put that on, right? So when you have that certain outfit that you like, maybe you can find other clothes that are like that make you feel the same way and wear those on a more constant basis. For me, I know there's a golf shirt that I got this year and I love it. It fits great. It's like, man, like this thing's awesome. So I bought a couple of more from that manufacturer, same brand, same name, because it was like, hey, like I like these. They feel good. And it's about, I always said, look good, play good, right? In all the coaching that I've done in sports. That's why teams wear uniforms. That's why guys wear shirt and tie when they show up for games, right? It's all part of that confidence and mindset as you move into that. So body language and appearance, talk about, little things as well, like eye contact. If you're always looking down and around, and it's got that fear of uncertainty and a little bit of submissiveness as you're not making eye contact with someone, as opposed to if you're confident, you're like, yeah, we're good. And you look them right in the eye. Whether that's a job interview, whether you're on a sales call for business, whether it's a date, whether you're asking somebody out for the first time. I mean, all of those things makes a big difference. So, and I talked about this earlier as we move through on to my next point, is that constant growth and development. Always grateful for what is and excited for what's to come. So what are you committed to? If you know so I'm going to back up. The worst place you can be is somewhere where you don't want to be, but not doing anything about it to get out of that. So that can mean physically, that can mean emotionally, that can be, in a relationship, career, anything. If you know that you're stuck somewhere and you're not doing anything to change it, that hurts. It's frustrating. It's disempowering. So what is your plan? What is your committed plan to what you're doing? What are you reading? What are you listening to? What are you doing on a regular basis to become a better version of you right across the board in every area of your life? Because when you commit to that plan, even just right now, thinking about it, if you say, you know what, today I'm going to do one more thing than I did yesterday towards that goal, you instantly feel better. You instantly have more confidence. And that's important. That's where it goes back to that momentum factor, right? So having that plan, that growth strategy and plan in place is very important. So the next one I want to talk about, we talk about improvement and things that can stack the odds in our favor. I want to talk about energetically, like looking after the vehicle that you have to navigate this life in, your body. So eating healthy, exercising, and I know some people are going to tune off right now. They're like, oh, another one of these. No, but it's important. How can you feel confident if when you look in the mirror, you're not happy with what you see? Or how do you feel confident when you've got to go and do something, but you barely have the energy to get out of bed? It's about the right sleep, the right amount of sleep, and eating healthy and all those things. Now, I'm not saying you got to be perfect all the time, but you do need to make an effort. You got to look after yourself. And when you do, I've found in my life, like the breaks happen, like the positive breaks or those coincidences that you're like, man, like that was really lucky, or that was powerful, came when I was really dialed into what I was doing with health and fitness, and it just kind of all stacked together with those momentums. So I encourage you to try it out and do the same. All right. And then the next thing I want to talk about is a Vince Lombardi quote to my next point, and it's about your circle, right? He has a quote that says, "Confidence is contagious. So is lack of confidence." Who are you hanging out with? We've talked about your circle and how important it is, but I've seen elements where there's been people that hang out with a group of people and they're always the brunt of the jokes and things like that, whether it's a sports team or a group of friends. And that can't be great, but they tolerate it because their confidence is low. Their self-confidence is low. If you had confidence and someone kept, making comments to you and belittling you, no way you would take that. You'd find a new group of people that appreciated you for who you are and the value that you bring to this world. So again, lack of confidence is contagious, and so is confidence. So who you surround yourself with, find people, attract people that build you up, that support you, your growth, your development, and your success, as opposed to being stuck in a crab bucket of people that are blaming and complaining about things and everything else, because that positive circle that you have will make a massive difference in your success. Okay. And then as you start making these changes, I talk about your circle. And so let's say you're in a situation right now, whether it's a environment at work or a job or a career, or it's a friends circle you use, friend circle that you have, something like that, relationships, who knows? But once you decide to make some moves, a lot of times when you go to improve yourself, there's going to be resistance, there's going to be haters, there's going to be, people that critiquing you and stuff along the way. You got to be able to, again, it comes back to that initial quote, right? It's not that they will like me. It's I'm going to be okay if they don't. I'll be fine if they don't. And the majority of hate that you're going to get, or the resistance from other people, is because they're just jealous that they're not making the moves you are, right? I talked about being in a place you don't want to be and not doing anything about it. That's what they are. But there's comfort in that because their circle is a contagious lack of confidence and pity party, and they stay there. So when you're making moves, you got to be okay with stepping out, right? And if things don't work out exactly how you imagine them to work out, some people call that failure. I call it a lesson, right? The only time you fail is if you quit trying. So as long as you keep trying and keep moving forward, you will be successful, right? That goal, that dream, that desire that's in your heart is yours for a reason. So don't let it die inside of you. You got to keep going. Wayne Dyer always talked about, don't die with your music still in you. So keep going after that. There's a lot of things you can do to support that along the way, because there will be some lonely nights or moments where you doubt yourself and stuff, but that's where your mindfulness and self-care really comes into play. So things like meditation and journaling and just listening to positive podcasts, reading positive books, kind of staying away from the news and those, the importance of being in nature and grounding yourself and all of those things that really support your success, and just going within and knowing that that's where the answers are with you, right? And again, if you're looking for support with that, you can reach out to me anytime. My website's kerrykish.com, and all my socials are at kerrykish coaching. I'll tag that in the notes below. So, and that's where having a coach and professional help really can help you out, right? People that are in your corner, give you that boost of motivation or inspiration when you need it, and keep you accountable at the same time. I always say, when I work with you, I'll be the first one to give you a high five and a hug when you need it, but I'll also kick you in the ass when it's coming your way. So buckle up and get ready for that. So, the final point I want to just touch on today is you gotta be patient with yourself. Be kind, right? Growth takes time, and the consistency that you do, consistency is the key to everything, right? Patience, knowing that even though you don't see the results right off the bat, so the day that you start your new meal plan, you're not going to step on the scale and be 12 pounds lighter. But knowing that you're doing the right things, you're making the right decisions for you, that's where that little confidence inside you starts to build, and it reinforces those habits that you're doing, where you eventually start to see those external, the 3D reflecting what you're feeling inside as well as your habits, and you're seeing the results from them. And when you see that, it exponentially gives you that turbo boost towards your goals, and again, relationships, career, fitness, everything. I know that because I've lived it. And that's what I want to support you with. So again, I really appreciate every moment that we share together. And again, I use all these, every single one of these tools. I use them every single day, right? With confidence and moving forward. There's times where I doubt myself and everything because we're human, right? That's what it is. But again, work in progress, and that's what it's all about. So I'm grateful for every moment that we share together. If you enjoyed the video today, please like it, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend or someone that you think may as well find value in it, like you have today. And then if you like, you can watch one of these videos that's popping up on the screen right now as well, because it's about mindset and motivation and manifesting as well. Again, tagged all the ways to get in touch with me in the show, in the notes below. I'm grateful for every moment we share together. Until the next video, as always, sending peace, love, and positive vibes your way.